Yo, fam, welcome back. It's good to be here. The last few days have been not so spicy, but today things are starting to pick up, so I wanted to go live. We don't have hours and hours and hours like we typically do. I have a Twitter space at 2 with Crypto Burb and Tech Dev, a bunch of really talented people. Make sure to tune in. It's at 2 p.m. It'll be about an hour from now. If you don't follow me on Twitter, do it. Links in the chat. Hop in that. It'll be a really good time with a lot of very, very smart people. I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to our sponsors, Femex and Market Cypher. Check them out in the video description below. Thanks for being here, guys, in the Tom Crown channel, the only channel bringing you the cutting edge of crypto trading and analysis. That's right. So smash the like button, smash the subscribe buttons. It's going to be a doozy. Let's get to 420. I don't know if it's possible in just an hour, but we're going to do our best. Engaging with the stream helps the stream be promoted on YouTube. So it really does make a difference just hitting that like button or subscribe button while we're live. So let's jump right into it without further ado. Let me just make sure we're streaming. Everything's fine. Everything looks good. What's up, Austin, Peter, Justin, JK, Mitchell, Tommy V. This is where the cool kids hang out. Right on. So where to start? How about we take a look? Last time we live streamed, our short was not doing so hot, right? We were under, I think we were at the peak, maybe 12%, but we've had a long-term target of 24,444. It's really, the 444 part is just kind of me made up. But that value has proven, at least so far, to have been an excellent trade entry. If we're going to take a look, I don't know why this isn't loading. I'm going to have to refresh this. If we take a look at our trade, crickets, there we go. Look at our trade on Femex, our sponsor, and really across most exchanges, 25.1 or 25.2K. We saw a swing high a few days ago. Price action has been falling since, but it's kind of rhyming with what we've seen over the last few weeks. Our trade is now up a mere 3%. You can see this is the lesson I really wanted people to learn here, or at least take some value from. Is you can see down here, minus 73 USD. That at one point was positive 50 realized, now down 70, and that's still from funding. If you can see it in the top corner, funding on Femex is currently negative 0.02. That is pretty negative. That's a pretty negative funding, and that's typically seen as a bullish sign because it suggests that shorters or market participants looking to short are a little bit overzealous. They're getting a little ahead of themselves and they're diverging from the spot market, and thus to keep the derivative contract in line with the physical asset, funding rates force one side of the trade to pay the other to stay open. When it's negative and we're in a short, we're paying to stay open. It's not my favorite position. I don't like it. However, this is a hedge position, as I've been saying for months and months. This is a hedge position. So it's a little bit different. If this was a day trade, some kind of quick scalp, maybe a swing, I might approach it differently. But this is really just to protect my capital from the potential further downside. Today, I wanted to go live despite not having a lot of time because we're at a very critical, extremely critical point. We talked about this last stream. Here we are. Let's do a quick recap kind of what's happened since then. So let's just take a peek at that weekly. We had a strong weekly close. In fact, the highest weekly close since June of this year, last week. That's going to create a local resistance on the weekly, which is pretty spicy if we take a look at where it is. You know what? I'm going to make a new chart. As we do, guys. New day, new chart, new start. Always be completely redoing your analysis. Never get comfortable with one master chart. I know that's a very common concept, like a master chart. Never get comfortable. Always be trying to change your perspective, look at it differently. And the best way, in my opinion, to do that, start with a fresh chart. It also gets rid of a lot of the noise over time. But do go back and consult with your old charts because they do have value. So this is actually a really interesting price point, 24,316, extremely close to what? Our 24.4. A lot of that's going to be luck. Some of that was analysis, but it's pretty spicy that it ended up pretty much exactly where we had been saying all the way back in July. We're going to look to open a short at 24.4. That position sat. It was almost filled. It went to 24.3 or 24.2 or something I think July 18th, finally filled. The patient trader being paid here. Local resistance 24.3, very close to that 24.4. Now, the weekly candle, about halfway through, I am seeing some interesting price action here, and we're just talking about the weekly right now. So this is a longer, bigger scope on price action. If we're looking at the daily, I mean, it's going to be really hard to argue anything. It's just been 5 red days in a row. So what would we say? Tomorrow, probably a red day, or today, probably a red day. Sure. Looking at the weekly, we have some actually very interesting stuff. So not only did our target get hit, but that's really just for us. We can see the swing low of this week is back to the same order block right here that we've been discussing since the weekly close. The same order block. The wick has reached the bottom of it, 30 or 23.1. It does seem to have found some kind of buyers there. We are seeing a wick. What I like about this is a weekly back test of not just this order block, but even the bearish engulfing. You guys know we love this scenario. This happened back here on this candle, the first candle of August. We saw intra-week trade all the way down to a bearish engulf candle before being bought back up. And what happened the next week? We saw continuation to the upside. I like to read into this as a game theory, really as a game theory type. So what's going on here psychologically? What's this trading story? We had a strong weekly candle, people starting to maybe get a little bit more bullish. Immediately into the close, that candle retraces all of its gains, and for, it looks like maybe just a minute, traded as a bearish engulfed weekly candle, being an extremely bearish signal to the market. However, buyers came in and rejected that. So this story shows definitely some strength despite the red ugliness we're seeing. And what's going to matter, and I say this a lot, and I'll say it a lot in the future too, 3 days and 7 hours. Where does this weekly close? A close above 23.3, and we have back tested that support or that resistance as support, and that's going to be a good look on this chart. Now, something I don't have here that I'm going to have to add is that super duper important moving average that we have been watching for what seems like ever. I don't know. I feel like I'm on the Truman Show or Groundhog Day or something, because it just won't stop repeating. We're still there. This support area, the previous resistance being tested as support, is made way more important by the 200 weekly moving average. And we can see that right here. I'm going to make it a little thicker for you guys at home who might not be able to see it. Just under price. That's 23,000. This is going to be a very valuable price point for any trader to look to either take a position, close a position, really to take an action. If price interacts with it again, it is possible and would be the most bullish outcome if it did not. If we don't see a trade below 200 again, that means it's going up. That would be a good look. There's really no way to know. If that's going to happen. But I do like how close we've gotten and how buyers came in before the 200. So closing above 23.3 does give us that 200 weekly close. Anything above the weekly close is going to be good. You could see a scenario where it's going to be confusing, and maybe that'll be what ends up happening because Bitcoin loves being confusing. A close that's perhaps bearish engulfed on the weekly, but perhaps above the 200. That's going to be a very indecisive, not even really neutral, pretty bearish leaning close. There's a lot of potential here. This is absolutely a spicy week. If somehow in the next 3 days and 7 hours, we move above 24,300, flip this candle again to green, things are going to get very spicy very fast. So the question on everyone's mind today is almost certainly, what's going to happen next? Because that's the question that we always have in our minds, right? Well, we have one of our favorite indicators is telling us something very interesting, and not actually specifically Market Cipher. Market Cipher actually looking a little bullish still here on the weekly. It's not an indicator. Literally, it's a chart. We talk about it all the time here, and that is the US dollar, or the DXY. The DXY is a representation of the strength of the dollar versus a basket of 7 major other fiat currencies. We have been watching this like a hawk. Last week, we got a very bearish close on the week. Yeah, and despite that, the dollar showing strength. I don't like this. This makes me very uncomfortable. This was our previous chart. You can see back here on this weekly, rate hike was in, and the dollar just began to lose all kinds of strength. Really just began to lose, just lost its kind of parabolic only up kind of vibe to it. Consolidated, closed bearish engulfed, and we were really looking for a close below 104.7, if you guys remember that. We didn't get it. It did test it. We didn't get it. And since price is now pushed back above this consolidation area, this is likely this downside pressure we're seeing in crypto. We may also be seeing this, I would assume, in stocks or equities, in commodities. As the dollar rises, everything valued in dollars is worth less dollars because each dollar is able to purchase more of that asset. This is logical. This is not what we wanted to see because we wanted everything to go back up and we wanted everything to go moon. It does look like this is taking a reach for maybe the 108 area again. Let's see if that lines up with our fib tool. We're going to have a fib video, actually. One of our educational shorts pinned to the top of the chat. We have a new playlist of just the high quality, they're not even crypto specific, trading educational shorts. You should check them out after the live. They are very high quality, and I can say this because I didn't make them. So like someone else animated them, put them together, and so they're much better than my videos. Spade's a spade, bro. The dollar did follow RTA very accurately, however, started to diverge or show strength back on August 10th. An interesting date. When even was August 10th? That was a little bit over a week ago, last Wednesday. It doesn't blow my mind to see volatility in the dollar today. Why? Because though we did not have an FOMC meeting yesterday, and yes, I'm pissed, and Gina, love me, I love you, where are you? I'm super pissed. That's my favorite day of the month, and they just canceled on me. They canceled it. Despite not having it, they did release the notes, and so I have some confusion here, and maybe you guys in chat actually have the answers. Someone does. So they, I'm going to air quotes, released the notes from, to what is my understanding, last month's meeting. It doesn't seem very important, right? Like last month's meeting, we saw live. We saw, I thought they released those notes. I thought they released those notes directly before the FOMC meeting. I don't know. Maybe they, as far as I know, there shouldn't have been anything new in those notes. But what doesn't blow my mind is, well, we had some kind of Fed FOMC talk. That was yesterday, and now today we're seeing the dollar respond. The market is clearly finding whatever it was yesterday as bullish for the dollar, and perhaps not so much for equities. It's the minutes, yeah. Thank you, Jer Shadur. And Miss Teen Crypto, the most beautiful, smartest person in crypto here joining us, or at least tied for first with maybe a few others. Love you, darling. Guys, go follow Miss Teen Crypto for sure on YouTube. She does some great content. Thanks for being here. She's been helping me out with some of my real life drama going on, and I appreciate her. Great friend. Greetings from Holland. How you doing? What's up, Zatoshi? Carolina Reaper Spicy. We are getting there. If the dollar breaks its high in July, we are definitely Reaper Spicy up here in the 109 area. But we are not there yet. And actually where we are is a pretty logical, from an analytical point, a pretty logical value. If we look using the Fibonacci extension and retracement tool from our swing high to swing low, we can see this rally isn't so random. This rally is directly back to the 618, back to the golden retracement level, the golden Fibonacci level. Really the spiciest of the retracements, at least in my opinion. Not so random. So we could see the dollar be fizzled out here. We could see the brakes put on it. That is totally possible after a 618 retracement. We would expect then, what, a move, a corresponding retracement back down. That may be, let's see, 105. It's not even working into yet. We don't have reversal signs yet. But this could be where the dollar hits the wall. Could be. We're right here at this very clean retracement. We have a very strong green daily candle. The dollar's week closes, I think, in 1 day, in 5 hours. So that's going to be before Bitcoin's. Real quick, market cipher. Not so hot on the daily for the dollar. I think the weekly looks a little better. Weekly still looking strong despite the higher low on VWAP, but money flow is really showing some strength still. So a day in 6 hours, and the dollar is likely going to have some really great tips on what we can expect next week. We either have a very strong close on the dollar, or we see sellers come into the end of the week, and potentially next week will translate into some gains, some of them sweet, sweet gains. Let's hope. Yeah, Bitcoin being affected by the dollar. If we look at Bitcoin, get rid of a lot of our lines here. Where's our new chart? This actually is our old chart. This is why I say start new charts, but consult with your old charts as well. This is, I believe, is from the last stream. Our TA played out pretty perfectly, except it didn't hit 25,338. We got close. We were within $200. That's less than 1%. We got damn close. Our little in-stream trade that we made, our little hypothetical. Remember, guys, none of this is financial advice. This is always educational. I'm just sharing what I'm passionate about and how I'm looking at charts on a day-to-day basis. I'm not giving you financial advice. Please don't just blindly follow me. We put in these little longs here from the local supports we had. And if we zoom in, man, we see we got sniped. We got sniped. You were so close. Didn't quite fill, so we'll try again. But Price Sense has retraced a lot of those gains, and we can see we are back to a very important level, 23.1. This is not just from the weekly that we talked about earlier, but it also is more. It's also important on an even higher time frame. So if we go back to our new chart, look at the monthly, we can see that TA is a magical thing. It's a magical freaking thing right here. 23.3. Oh, wait. Maybe I got that backwards. 23.3 is August's open. So this is a logical point. It is a pivot point. Any trading above 23.3, we have a green monthly candle. Any trading below 23.3, we have a red monthly candle. So this is very much the decision price for August. We really do want to see buyers come in towards the end of the month. Hopefully, we have 13 days left. This is not the most confidence building candle to close this way. That would be kind of a shooting star type thing. Doji at best. We have a strong top wick with a strong but not quite as strong bottom wick. That might suggest a little bit of favor on the bear side. However, 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks to go. It's still too early to call in the monthly. We really do want to see it finish closer, maybe higher in that 25,000 area. I really want to see this close green because at least if it closes green and as a doji, a very thin body, we can attribute that and say, well, it's not the best close, but we are following what we were talking about of a very slow, anticlimactic move back upwards or retracement. We still haven't quite tested May's swing low, which seems odd, feels odd to me. 25.3 not being tested yet. It would just be odd to not hit that, even if we're going to smash down below the 200. It would be odd because there's clearly orders trapped there. That means there's liquidity there. And so for market makers just to nudge price up above it, they're going to hit a ton of stops, and that's going to provide them a lot of liquidity to change around, manage, add, subtract from their positions. And that's what they need. They don't get to trade like we do. They trade in a different way. I wouldn't even say it's an advantaged way to, versus the way we trade. The advantage they have is they already have a ton of money. That's really what it is. So down to the daily, 4 reds in a row. We're on our little baby green. We do see the daily respecting, hopefully, our horizontal supports there. We've traded below 23.3 today. We're back above. This is pretty ugly. I do want to point something out, though. While the daily is ugly, I do see something similar, and it's yesterday's close right here. So yesterday we had what I always point these out, what I call, I should come up with a name for them, temporary engulfings. I'll come up with a better name in the future. But I like them because they're game theory, but they are very accurate at times in crypto. So this is a temporary engulfing yesterday where price traded into a bullish engulfing on the daily and in fact hit our local daily resistance from the 13th and 14th close all the way up here at 24.4. Then fell, closed as a very bearish candle. So what catches my eye is you don't need to look very far back to see another example of that. Right here is a very good example of that. Price traded up, it broke a high, same thing, broke a high, settled lower. The next day we did see a lower low and a lower high, but that did kind of mark the reversal right here. We started to move back up. We moved to a new local higher high, and at the moment we're still at a higher local low. So we are still in an uptrend by that definition, and maybe this is kind of what I'm suggesting as we're seeing this similar candle, red. There's more reds here. but we have that temporary fake out engulfing, and then, well, to follow suit, we would go a little lower today and then start moving back up. But maybe this is playing out quicker. Yeah, time will tell, but keep your eye on that. That's something that stands out to me really clearly on the chart. Typically, patterns aren't super reliable in this sense when you're talking about, in my opinion, Japanese candlestick patterns aren't that reliable. However, I feel like they get less reliable when you see them repeated over and over and over again. But when you get to catch them, kind of when no one's looking at them, maybe after like right here, this is maybe the second iteration of this pattern. I think the probability or likelihood of them playing out is definitely better than if, say we keep seeing the exact same thing. Like I've kind of been arguing this. We've been seeing this sideways, slightly higher high dump, sideways, slightly higher high dump pattern. And that's what everyone's expecting here again, right? Catching it here would have been really profitable. But now that it's what everyone's pretty much waiting for, I don't think that it's going to play out a third time in the same fashion. That's my opinion. You're welcome to disagree. That's just kind of where I'm at. I think I want to look at Ethereum. We doodled this migraine of a chart a long time ago. We doodled this. Ethereum doing really well. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling about Ethereum right now. We kind of like hypotheticalized, brainstormed this pattern that could be emerging. I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff. We had a head and shoulders. This is a clear head and shoulders, at least threat start to paint out. We had it back here, June, July, August, September, October. Wow, there's many months last year back here. We had it paint out. We even had a little back test of the neckline here. That sent us lower. Ethereum was looking pretty damn shitty down here. However, as you guys are aware, in the last maybe few weeks, maybe off of the Ethereum merge hype, maybe off of just a fundamental bounce in the overall space, Ethereum's gained a little bit of its groove back. It's moved back above its previous resistance here. And what we were kind of looking at is I could see this head and shoulders pattern paint, but be part of a larger inverse head and shoulders pattern. So what we were looking for, and so far pretty much so good, was a move back to our resistance, a pullback. It doesn't have to go this low. That would make it prettier, but doesn't have to go this low. A pullback, a break of that resistance again, a back test and a run. Now this would be really spicy because it's just the ultimate FU pattern. It's just the ultimate head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, and then like everyone's on the wrong side of the trade. This is still in progress, still hypothetical, but what I do like is that Ethereum's still showing some decent strength. It broke past resistance, and while it hasn't perfectly back tested what I would say is 0.077, we do see on the daily it began to pull back. Maybe it found some strength here. That's going to come down to the daily close. But if it does find support here, I mean, you're looking to retest the high of last year on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair easy. Any kind of holding of support on Ethereum BTC, you're looking at 0.88. No other way to cut it. If you break 0.88, that's when things get very spicy, and that's where my final sitting limit orders are, my sell orders, around 0.1. This is going to be a psychological level. It's not a huge upside from that 0.88, but it's going to be a giant psychological level. Whenever the decimal moves, people notice. Even people who aren't typically maybe intuitive or math people, they notice because it's a visual change. The change between 0.088 and 0.077 is not really something people can visualize easy, but the change between 0.088 and 0.1 is something that comes much more naturally to people. So that's around where I'm going to start looking to rip off some pieces of Ethereum into Bitcoin. That could extend as high as 0.109, which is closer to 0.11. But I think the psychological 0.1 is going to be where we see maybe a sharp retracement. If we are going to move higher, then break through. There's only one more level above that. The ultimate level for the Ethereum fans out there, there's only one more level, and that is roughly, I should redo the math, I should get the exact number, but for all intents and purposes, it is the flippening. A lot of people aren't aware that the flippening, which is Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin's market cap, I don't think it's going to happen, personally. It could. It's not impossible. Doesn't really matter to me either way. I own both. But lots of people aren't actually aware of when that would occur. And that would occur if Bitcoin's value or if Ethereum's value versus Bitcoin is at 0.15 roughly. It may be a little lower. It might be 0.414 decimals, maybe 1.5 decimals. I don't know. I'll get the real math, but it's close enough. That's going to be the spot where I look to take some serious profits. However, I'm not going to totally dump my bag of Ethereum. That's not my plan. My plan is to have very heavy sells at that flipping line, not just because I'm a Bitcoin maximalist and I feel as if in some way I'm defending Bitcoin, but it's a logical next upside target, and there really aren't any after that. There's really nothing above it. However, in the case that this does happen, I don't want to be sitting there completely Ethereum-less. If it's able to flip Bitcoin and just goes into price discovery rocket mode, I want to have some. So my plan is to have roughly 25% of my current Ethereum position if my orders, my sell orders, fill at the flipping. So if we see the flipping happen, I should still have about 1/4 of the Ethereum I still have. That's my game plan. This may all not go at all this way. We may see Ethereum not reach these numbers and fall down and retrace, etc. I'm okay with that because if you guys have been here for, I don't know now how many years it is. I'm losing track of time, guys. A year plus, a little bit over a year. We have been watching Ethereum. We were taking longs. We were buying spot Ethereum at 0.02. Pretty low. We were buying them very low. And we were taking small profits at virtually each of these major resistances. And that was 0.044, weirdly 0.055, and 0.077. Then somehow 0.088 came. We probably should have been able to predict that just based on, well, these are all good take profit targets. Maybe we should do 0.099. Actually, there you go. Front run the 0.1. That might be smart. BRB, changing my trades, actually. I'm fine with that. You want to come back down Ethereum? I'll buy it cheap again. This is the way it goes. The way it goes. It's looking good. It is 1:30, so we have we're about halfway through the stream. That's not bad. If you guys are just joining us, welcome back, guys. Great to have you. We're doing a shorter stream at 2 p.m. I have a Twitter space with some big names on the Twitter space, like Crypto Burb is hosting it. Tech Dev will be there. A lot of really talented analysts, so I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to stream before and probably right up into that too. I don't think I have to be there at 2. It's kind of like an open mic with like invited guests. It's not like everyone has to be there at 2, kind of game show like. Actually, similar to ATB across the blockchain, which I'll also be on BitBoy's channel tonight at 5 p.m. I got a busy day. I figured I'd throw in a stream. For you guys, but I have to be there at 5 for that. So tune into that. Follow me on Twitter so you can tune into the space later. Let's see. We're really looking at like low time frames. I'm not really feeling the low time frames today. Honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this down on maybe the 5-minute. 52-minute. Put this down on like the 5-minute. Get our very local lines back up, and I'm going to read the chat and see what you guys are looking at. Oh no, Y2K. I look up and the first thing I see is stream drop. God, I hope that the stream didn't drop. Wouldn't surprise me. It happens a lot. Good news is I'll probably be moving out of this house. My lease was till October, and I don't think I'm going to renew it. Don't tell my landlord. So I'm going to move somewhere with much better internet. So that problem will be fixed no matter what come, I don't know, Q4 of this year. God, I hope. Lucas Strugala wants to look at ETC. What are you vibing? How you feeling on ETC? I noticed, guys, maybe it is on my side because this doesn't work all the time. I'm not seeing. I don't think it. On my side, it is not showing that anyone has taken this stream's scribe-ginity, a word I made up, which means the first person to subscribe during a live stream. No one's taking it. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, take the opportunity. I'll shout you out. Don't forget, guys, as well, and this goes for people who are already subscribed, make sure you have notifications enabled. Notifications actually are a really big thing on YouTube, and they influence the algorithm when people receive them and when they open videos that they get notifications for. But not only do you have to hit the bell, a lot of people don't know, you have to actually enable notifications on your phone for YouTube. So if you have YouTube notifications disabled, like lots of people do, I have like notifications disabled for everything, but you have the bell hit, they cancel each other out. A lot of people don't know that. So make sure notifications are enabled on both your phone natively and on, I don't know, hitting the bell. Anyway, what's up, Ramil? How you doing, brother? Daniel waiting for $500 ETH. I don't know, man. $500 ETH was looking very on the table. It's looking less on the table now. It's certainly not off the table. You might have to wait, though. Patience is usually rewarded in crypto. What's up, Coins Chick? What's up, Coins Chick? How you doing, darling? Coins Chick, I have a feeling I'm going to see you at one of these conventions sometime soon. You've been all over the place lately. I like it. Lucky thoughts. Are we winning today, son? Or are we winning? Well, we're winning our trade. Our trade's winning. 2.6%. Hey, but that's great because that's, last stream we were down maybe 12%. So that's like a 14%, 15% swing. Are we winning? Kinda. Not really. I mean, if today gets an ugly close, this week gets an ugly close, and we see, significant downside, this position is going to be winning pretty hard. At the moment, it's really just doing what it was meant to do, which is hedging. So are we winning? In real life, yeah. I got some exciting news coming up for you guys. Clearly, I just said I'll be moving by the end of the year. Clearly, I have some big news. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life. Big changes. Actually, even the channel is having some big changes coming too. Stuff you'll love. But things are good. Change is hard. Change is painful. But it is necessary to improve. It's necessary to grow. And so I'll share that with you guys. Not right now. We don't have enough time today to get into it. But I'll share over the next few weeks the different little pieces of news going on with me and the channel, and hopefully you're there for them. Stream's fine. Thank you, Ozzy. MTC, a new chapter. It is a new chapter. That is very much what it is. I like that. I like the way you put it. It's friendlier than the way I would have put it. Is it 2008? Everyone keeps posting charts from 2008. Well, they weren't posting crypto charts. I think I know what you mean, though. Probably people comparing the 2008 economic collapse, crash, whatever. People are very concerned. People are very concerned that we are heading towards a recession. I personally believe we've been in a recession. People are worried, especially with the rhetoric we're hearing from some people in the space that are, experts in monetary policy, fiscal policy, economics, giving some pretty spooky rhetoric with we may, kind of the idea of we may see something like a depression, but in a new form. And that is scary and uncertain. The two things that are the core of FUD, let's be real. Yeah, people are. What's happening, and I see this not in my own life, guys. I'm, acknowledging my privilege and my blessings here. I'm very humbled and grateful, but I'm seeing this in my friends' life. I'm not really seeing it in my own life, but in my friends' lives, money has really quickly become a big deal. And I'm a millennial, and we were always out for money. We were always out to get the best job, make the most money. But what's happening is their wages aren't growing, and even if they are growing, they're not keeping up with their cost of living. And it's really starting to show in the last year. This is going to create some big problems. My generation has a ton of student debt. If we don't have money, we don't pay that student debt. That means someone isn't getting their payments. That is a big drain on an economy in general. That's a big driving factor. It's a lot of money. But I'm seeing my friends, even though they have good jobs, they have careers, they went to school, they were making way more money than me out of college. They're starting to feel the pain. Just on a day-to-day basis, their budgets, the ones that do budget, they're seeing their budgets get tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's not a good thing when it's happening to a ton of people. Well, it's not a good thing ever, but it's not a good thing when it's happening to a good percentage of the adult population in the U.S. What that means is, as their budgets contract, their spending is going to contract. They're going to be able to consume less, and that is what brings us into one of those recession, depression, whatnot scenarios when people aren't able to spend. In my opinion, what happened is in 2020, we got stimulus checks. Those stimulus checks were a slap in the face. They were a joke. They put us in a worse position overall. They didn't accomplish any kind of goal. And doubly, my criticism, even though I would have, if I went back, I would have done it. I would have been in favor of it anyway. What it really did is it got Americans addicted to spending again. And it got them addicted to spending by giving them a very small amount of money. So you can see that does not put them in a good position, but what it does do is it kind of artificially makes the economy look good for a while. An addiction to spending. Resources chasing goods. But what's happened since is incomes haven't kept up, and obviously they didn't get any. Well, I guess we got another check, but like the total amount was so stupid, and the total amount of debt we took on for the country for that was even stupider. It was ridiculous. We all got like 2K, but we took on the equivalent of like 40 or 50K per person in the US. AKA we got 2 and big business got 38 per person. It really was a slap in the face. It's embarrassing. Look at me ranting. You sent a super chat. I didn't hear anything, man. Okay, look, I can try. It's just been buggy. Straight up, it's just been buggy. Like, okay. For instance, it does say, I don't know if this popped up, Ozzy did subscribe, and I didn't get it. Oh, you know what it is? I don't hear it. What's going on with my audio? That's odd. Are these not turned on? They were not turned on. That's embarrassing. I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, thank you, Ozzy, for subscribing, taking the stream Ginity. Sorry I missed it. I actually don't see a super chat here. I'll show you guys exactly what I see. Right here. Ozzy, you can't really see it. Ozzy subscribed, and then 4 days ago was the last alert. Things only show up there when you're live. They don't show up like when you're not live and people subscribe. I can try to scroll up, man, but oh wait, there we go. Thoughts on Dixie going to 111.3, support from September 2001. If you do rewind, this isn't going to be a long stream like we typically do. We did go into the dollar. 111 is actually, that lines up pretty damn well with my TA. I didn't even really look at that. Didn't even really look at the extension here. On a break of 109, I mean, we look at our 1618 measured move target. It's about 112. You're talking about a specific point in time, September of 2001. Maybe we'll just pull that up. September of 2001. August. Okay, so you wrote 111. Did you mean 121? Because 111, actually, we see that locally being very possible. 121 would be like kind of the high of 2001. I think that happened in August, not September. No, it didn't even happen in August. When did this happen? July 2001. That was our high, 121. Honestly, I have been saying the same thing as we ran up. I said, we're basically looking forward to break this historical, what is it, like 103? If it does, I'm looking for 108. That's our measured move. If we look back at 2010, from our swing high to swing low, that's our measured move. And we did pretty much run up, hit 108 and reject. We are seeing strength again, and I don't really have another number here. That 111 is very local. To me, if this monthly close is strong, because we were talking about a potential very weak close, and we can see that bear engulf was temporary. I gotta come up with a better word, but was rejected. We were streaming while the daily or the monthly candle was bearish engulf, but since then rejected and got bought back up. If we get a strong close, and specifically, I would say a monthly close over 108, my next upside target for the dollar is 121. I'm very hard pressed. To like think that's going to happen. That is an absurd move for the dollar to make. Maybe a 12% gain from where it is today, roughly. And that would be, let's see, from just the start of 2021, almost a 40% gain. That is not really a good thing. Dollar strength is a double-edged sword. It is good. It has benefits when it's strong, and it has benefits when it's weak. A 40% increase might just be a little bit too much. I don't think that's going to be super healthy for our markets. What that means is imports are going to become very cheap, as they should be or are, but haven't been, right? It's weird, but nothing has gotten cheaper, even though the dollar's gotten stronger. When we talk about day-to-day goods, that's mostly because corporate greed, pricing in inflation before it actually hit their supply chain. Thanks, guys. But anyway, it should make imports cheaper, but it also makes exports more expensive for other countries to purchase, which means our goods and services, and America doesn't really make that many goods, we're really much a service economy, becomes maybe unaffordable, 40% more expensive for the same service. That is enough for maybe people to stop doing business or change business models or whatever around the world if they're depending on that and paying the dollar rate. That can be not so good. That could be not so good. On top of that, the dollar gaining so strongly also just shits all over assets, shits all over equities. And that really is the wealth of, the nations, or any nation anywhere, is the equity and the assets they own. It's not really, it might be in our imaginations like a really crazy good thing if the dollar went all the way up here. And it would have some benefits. For one, traveling internationally would rock. Traveling international, if dollar goes to like all the way back to 160 or something, book yourself a flight somewhere. Go have fun somewhere, because it'll be like, I don't know, back in the 90s when you went to South America and like you gave someone $1 and it's like you stay at a 5-star hotel and eat like all week for $1. That'll be some tourism, will be great, but I'm skeptical that it will have net really benefit. Skeptical net benefit. That'd be January 1985. That's a weird move. The dollar actually was much more parabolic from, I don't know, I wasn't alive, so I don't even know what happened. The dollar went 100%, gained 100% in just a few years, 5 years. I don't know what happened there. Boomers of the chat, tell me, explain to me what happened in 1985 that made the dollar go to 164. Was it like missile crisis Cuba? I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't alive. I probably should know that, but I didn't research it, so I don't know off the top of my head. My bad. Guys, make sure you're hitting the poll. Tell us how you're feeling. Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Are you crabbish? Engaging in the poll, liking the stream, subscribing, chatting. They all end of Vietnam War? Maybe. Oh God, please do not ask. Please do not ask, and please do not engage with people in Discord that are, quote, want to buy or sell crypto from you directly. That is always a scam. Oof, gotta delete that one. Make sure you're in the Discord. I just looked at the Discord and there was someone that said that. Links in the chat. Vietnam War. What was I saying? I don't know. I lost my space. Space Ape has a Q on Dixie. What's up, Space Ape? Let me see. Did I miss anything? Because my headphones are on now, but only Ozzy subscribed. Oh, I was shouting ourselves out and prompting you guys to engage with the live stream. It says that only one person has subscribed during this whole live stream. Find that hard to believe. It's probably a bug on my end. We got like 300 viewers. How's our likes doing? 172 likes, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's pathetic. It's pathetic. We have 300 viewers. We could get 420 is going to be hard, but we always go for it. We always go for the 420 license. Never give up. What's up, Emma D? Loving the TA. How you doing, darling? Let's see who else is here. Let's see. My chat keeps refreshing weird. Okay. Justin Kaki. I'm a millennial, but that was the Iran-Contra Jimmy Carter time. When you say Iran-Contra, buddy, all I can think of is that old, was it Nintendo game Contra? That was like impossible to beat. So there you go. Kakapuda says he'll unsubscribe and subscribe again. I don't think that really does anything, but sure, go for it. I appreciate the effort, really. You liked it. Thank you, Christian Dion. Cormy, I can sell you everything. Money first. Lol. Like, thanks, man. Good to have your terrible inflation kind of like today. Huh? Oh, I'm always bearish. You want to buy Bitcoin at $3. I mean, there's some respect there, man. Wanting to buy Bitcoin cheap is a valiant endeavor. It is not an easy one, but it is definitely a noteworthy one. David Van Poek, what's up, bro? Just said hi, Tom. Hi, David. How you doing? Just plain crazy. What's good, y'all? Everything. F. Bueller feels kind of hexish. Thoughts. I'm not sure. My thoughts are, I am not sure how that feels, man. I reached out to Richard Hart. I guess Richard Hart was in Miami. And you guys, I've been streaming for 3 years, and I've said a lot of things about Hex and not as much about Richard Hart, but about Hex. I speak my mind about everything in crypto. I don't censor it. I give you my honest opinion. I've said some things. But I honestly, I would like to talk to Richard Hart one-on-one, man-to-man. Not like in a combative, argumentative way, but I want to hear him out. You know, I've seen this space grow. You guys know I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but that doesn't mean I don't think there's room for other projects. I've seen this space grow, and Hex has stuck around. That doesn't mean I'm going to go buy Hex or something. Doesn't mean I'm endorsing it, but I would like to, and hopefully I'm in the position of reach to be able to speak with him one-on-one and hear him out. Sure, I'm sure I could go Google it. I could go find an interview. But that won't answer the questions that I want to ask him. So we'll see what happens. Hexkin's out there. Make it happen. Hype it up. I reached out to him. He did reply, but he's like in Miami. I'm sure he's like busy. I was considering flying down there for like a day just to meet him, but the communication just wasn't really, it wasn't good enough for me to feel comfortable doing something like that. So not going to do that. But maybe when he's back at home, wherever that is, we can do something online. Contra cheat code, up, up, down, down, left, right, AB. Up, down, is up, down, left, right, AB start. Not up, up, down, down, left, right, AB start, is it? We must figure this out. That's not good. Iran, Contra happened under Reagan. I believe, yeah, Lazarus. I don't know. Contra was very easy to beat. You're unsubscribing. P, that is the most bull sentence anyone has ever written on this channel's chat, my friend. Contra was not easy to beat. I also was a child, so I actually don't know if it was hard or not. I just remember getting my ass whooped in it, but I liked it. Buy some Hex and hit him up. Nah, bro, that's not how that. I don't play that. I don't play that game. That's like bribery. That's not the way that goes. I'm down to have an open, honest, real conversation with him. It doesn't have to be live. We can like maybe record something, or we could have a live after we chat. But I really do. I just want to hear it from like the man who created it. You know what I mean? I just want to hear his thoughts, motivations, how he sees it. Like, and I kind of want to ask him some questions that I think that the answers, I might get a little more detailed answers if it was behind closed doors if I ask him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. It hasn't collapsed. I'm sure I've called it all kinds of things in the past. It still exists. I think I still will say I'm always skeptical of everything new in crypto. That's why we're here, to verify, not trust. So Hex was part of that skepticism. And I'm willing to admit, if I get the right information in front of me, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. If that information doesn't exist, I'm willing to remain skeptical. I think everyone should be skeptical of everything in crypto. That's like kind of the whole point, is if you can't verify it, then what's the point? What's the point? This whole value is to be able to verify. I don't know. Remain skeptical. It's kept me out of harm's way many times. But I appreciate that, Bueller. I'm good peoples. You're good peoples, dude. Billy, Crypto A2Z, which one? Which what? Richard is like the cool dealer. He's fun to hang out with. Takes a lot of money. I mean, honestly, for real guys, like, okay, outside of, my ideology on crypto and his, that is part of it. Dude, we both like wearing crazy shit. Let's be real. I like wearing crazy stuff. I think it would be really fun to hang out with him because he would like outdress me, but that would like give me confidence to like be a little crazier too. I think we'd get along. We're both robe men. Not a lot of robe men out there. We're a rare breed. David Van Hook, what's my idea on ETH? BitBoy thinks 10K. I don't think so, says David. My idea on ETH, I went over the chart already. My like kind of overall is I have sold pieces on the way up. I guess those were fills last year. I have cells that are unfilled that are still sitting. We're very close. We're very close to me being confident that they're going to fill. I don't know which ones. I'm looking to offload more of my Ethereum, but I'm not looking to dump all of my Ethereum. I'm not looking to have a zero position. I am looking to trim it. I'm looking to trim it down. It's gotten fat. It needs a little trimming. But I'm not super bullish on the merge. I think through my crypto experience, through what I've seen over and over and over again in this space, I'm kind of seeing the same pattern of, well, this isn't a rumor, right? People say buy the rumor, sell the news. We're past rumor. Rumor was a long time ago. We are very much in the news now for this Ethereum merge. That's what people are bullish on. I have been from day one skeptical of this merge. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a very small margin of error that you can make. Even small mistakes could blow it up, just blow everything, like just wreck it. So I'm glad they're taking their time, but this is a big endeavor. It's never been done. Not at this scale. We've had hybrid proof of work, proof of stake chains that started that way, but we've never had a proof of work chain migrate over, and especially not as it sits at the number 2 market cap. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of moving parts on this. And so what I think is going to happen is I'm probably going to fill some of those sell orders into whenever this hype apexes, whenever they actually release it. But like most things in crypto, when they come, it's usually already too late. It's usually that, we've already seen the move, and now maybe you get a little bit more of a move, but that's like directly before the markets seek equilibrium. They seek to return to the mean. It's interesting. I'm an investor, I'm a trader, and I don't like uncertainty. But that being said, it is not enough uncertainty that I'm bailing out on all my position. No. I actually really detailed my plan earlier if you want to go back and watch it. This video should be time-stamped pretty quickly after it's live. You're welcome to take a look at that, man. Welcome to take a look at that. Aaron Osborne. Isn't transparent Richard just wants more watches to brag about? Guys, I've judged him. I want to hear him out. I want to hear him out in person. I'm not the kind of person who is going to, with exceptions, obviously. I'm not the kind of person who's going to make a real decision without being able to speak with them one-on-one, without, connecting with them as a human. You can't know who someone is. His character, or Richard Hart, is, clearly very much a character in ways similar that Tom Crown is the character. We have a persona, and his persona is, I think he would even admit it. It's like, it's a little bit obnoxious. It's a little douchey, those things are not accidental, though. They're intentional. It's part of attention. It's part of grabbing people's attention and like making them look at you. And that's part of being a creator. So I don't know. His bragging is just his way of like, it's like Peter Schiff talking shit about Bitcoin is Richard Hart's buying watches. It's like, look at me. It doesn't matter really to them. Is it positive or negative? It doesn't really matter. They're just getting people to pay attention to them. And that's what being social media creator is anyway. That's what a content creator is just attention. So I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about him. I don't want this whole thing to be about him. We don't have too much time left. So yeah. Price of these glasses, I think you can get these for like $20. They're not super expensive glasses. If you want a pair of these guys, actually Kevin Svensson and myself were talking about going into a little sunglasses business together the other day when we chatted. I think I should offer these. I think I could get them made. Maybe have like a little gold TC on them somewhere, like real tiny though. I don't want it to be like distracting. Just go to Google, type in polarized box frame mirror sunglasses, and you'll find a bunch of vendors with different kind of styles of these. I like there's ones that have like a faux wood. I like those. They look classy. Plaza Accord. What's up, Sylv? How you doing? How you doing, Sylv? It's good to see you. Crypto Banter tried to do this with him and failed. Yeah, it might fail. So far it's failed. It hasn't happened yet. Josh Diller. Actually, Crypto Banter, I just reached out to them to collab too. Small world, right? Small world. 1985, there was 26% appreciation in the result of tight monetary policy under the Fed Chairman Paul Volcker. Explosionary fiscal policy associated with Okay, cool. Right on. What's up, Steven Sokol? Bearish Tommy. I mean, I'm a perma bull, guys. I'm a perma bull. But I am also very much an intelligent human being who is a trader, an investor, a student. Like, number doesn't only go up. When I say I'm a perma bull, that means I think from right now, if you pick any date and time in the future of any significant distance, Bitcoin will be of higher value. That's what I mean. The long game is the perma bull. Short term, we're certainly not bullish right now. Medium term, like we could be if we get kind of like a Jesus candle breakout to the upside, the probability of that's not very good. But long term, or the longest terms, I'm always going to be bullish. Always, always. You see a Bitcoin to 14.5 next month, or 3 it's falling wedge breakdown. It's actually a rising wedge breakdown, not falling wedge breakdown. Fair enough. Still good, accurate. I agree. We are in an ascending wedge, and they do tend to break to the downside. That is, I mean, facts is facts. That's what the chart shows. Probability sides with downside. 14.5 wouldn't necessarily be my target, but still on the same line of thought here. However, Bitcoin, I've said this. I said this in early 2021 when Bitcoin fell from 42K. I said it in 2021 in the summer when Bitcoin was at 28K. And I'll say it again here, guys. This doesn't mean that the bottom is in. This doesn't mean only up. But Bitcoin always, every single time looks its worst at the bottom. At the bottom, every single indicator will be saying, oh, buddy, you better watch out below. You better look lower. They're all going to be bearish. Everything is going to look bearish. That is how we have exited bear markets every single time. So does that mean that's right now? I don't know. But certainly expect everything to look like total shit when the bottom is in. And hey, man, it does. So maybe it is. I don't know. It is what it is. Smash the like. Thank you. Keep going, BTC. Good to see you, brother. Shout out. Good to see you. Oh, we have one more subscriber. 2 total subscribers in an hour-long stream. That's weird. Shout out to AZ39. I'm not getting the alerts. I'll just play it manually. Thank you, my friend. Welcome. Welcome. Anyone who's subscribing new to this channel, make sure you join our Discord. Check out the video links in the video description below. Check out the Discord. Join it. It's the best way to keep up with our live streams. But even more tantalizing than that, you're going to get some free Satoshis just for being in there. We do airdrops after the live show every stream. Even this one, even though I'm going to have to jump onto that Twitter space. Speaking of which, guys, follow me on Twitter. It is 2 o'clock. Follow me on Twitter right now. I have to jump into a Twitter space with a bunch of great analysts. I'm not even sure totally who's going to be there, but Crypto Burb, Tech Dev, I mean, those 2 names are enough for me. Join me on Twitter, guys. Follow me. Jump in the Discord. I'm going to do the airdrop quick. Thanks for joining us. Sorry I couldn't have a long one today. We'll see what happens. I'm also on ATB on BitBoy's channel at 5 p.m. later. I love you guys. See you on Twitter. Crown out.